welcome to this week's Legacy video. We're continuing on the green-white depths train. This week we're moving back towards working more directly on the list that I'm thinking about playing for my event in a couple of weeks. So this is taking some of the cards that I've played around with when we've net-decked decks the last couple of weeks and moving the stuff that I want into the deck and taking that for a spin. Now, this deck list right now is constructed for the situation that Grief will be banned, so I'm not rocking that much anti-graveyard stuff in the main deck. So I'm kind of focusing on bringing back the core idea of the deck where game one it's not geared towards any specific matchup in mind or for the matchup that's all over the place, but in this case I need to do some testing with the list that I feel like I might play, and I feel like the changes like moving Vexing Baubles and other stuff to the board is better because that will allow me to kind of test out the main deck in the games that are not. For example, I'd like to face the Eldrazi deck and kind of feel how the deck feels in that matchup. So it's quite the typical main deck for me. I'm back to 3 Thespian stages, something that I tend to like in my lists. It gives more of a backdoor way into the combo where we draw our combo pieces a little bit often, and there's also a lot of good targets for a Thespian stage. I've found out, especially in the games where my opponents tend to attack my Thespian stage, that I might run out of them. So that's why I'm up to the full 3 of them. Outside of that, I'm going up to 4 crop rotations. Sometimes I do 3, sometimes I do 4. This is one of the slots that's a flex slot, so it's something that we're looking into. If Grief gets banned and Bowmasters return, I don't want to go for Sylvan Library, but if Bowmasters don't make the big return to the format, I might think of a Sylvan Library in the deck, and then the crop rotation might be one of those slots that I cut for that. Outside of that, we're doing 2 Legolas, 2 Once Upon a Times. I've been impressed with the card. I've had a hard time cutting it from the deck. I would want to fit 3 in there, but I don't have any more cuts that I feel I can make right now. 4 Knights, an Outland Liberator, an Endurance, and a Ramunap as kind of extra value creatures in the deck. And then in the board, I've gone up to 3 spot removals and 3 Path to Exiles. I think that the Frog is one of the cards that we need to look out for when the dust settles, and Path to Exile is one of these cards where we can pay less to remove it than it costs to cast it, with the downside of them getting a land, of course. And hopefully their mana bases are greedy, so we won't be punished for that. And then we play a Doorkeeper Roll. I've taken that one back for Doomsday and those kind of decks, but also Death and Taxes and some other things that I've been facing where I felt like a Doorkeeper's Roll would be a good layer of protection. I could see that as a Deafening Silence as well. If we get more Delver, I'll probably want to go up to 2 Endurance. Right now I'm playing 1 Endurance, 1 Surgical as anti-graveyard. And then it's the usual suspects. I've been impressed with Glacial Chasm, so I'm keeping that one in. I play 2 Vexing Baubles and a Soul Guide Lantern. I'm not 100% sure that that's where we want to end up. Maybe the Soul Guide Lantern is a 3rd Endurance if Delver starts getting played in those kind of tempo decks. Endurance is a house there. And the Vexing Baubles, although they're good, I'm not sure that they will make the final cut of the deck either. So those are also some flex slots that I'm looking at. But that's basically the deck that we're gonna try. So we're gonna run this through a league, and after that we'll see where we end up. All right, see you for game 1. All right, we're here for game 1. We won the die roll. We would like to play first. So here we're looking at quite a shaky hand. We have 1 mana. A Wasteland here would really set us back, but we could go turn 1 Green Sun for Dryad Arbor, and then turn 2 Reclaimer plus crop rotation. So we're going to keep this one. Hope that we don't get Force of Willed on our Green Sun Sanit and then Wastelanded. In that case, we're done for it. But if we get through with this, I mean, we have a crop rotation up from next turn, and so we can play a Reclaimer with some kind of protection up. We don't want to see removal on our Dryad Arbor. Yeah, Fatal Push. All right, let's play the Reclaimer and then telegraph to our opponent that we only have one land. We got a Daze there. All right, if they have a Wasteland now, or it's gonna get scrappy. But we play a lot of land, so it ain't over till it's over. They waste us here, and then we draw a land, and then we draw an Endurance, and then we pass the turn, and we'll see if we can get a land for our next draw step. We did not, so we'll pass the turn back. Opponent cycles Troll in the end step. Gets an Undercity Sewers. This should be Scam. Let's see. Rainstorm. Are they also a little bit stuck on lands, or they're just setting up everything? If they go and try to grab our... If they go for Grief, do we Endurance them? Probably both have Daze and Force of Will, so our Endurance isn't that good. All right. That qualifies as a land. It's not the land that I was looking for, but it's a land. Gives us some frog isolation for a while, but they're just there like setting up all their cards. If they pass the turn back, we want to draw a Yavimaya. That would be probably the best draw in the deck right now, so we can start accelerating on mana. That wasn't a Yavimaya. Discard time, giving away that virtual card advantage. All right, so Lava Spore Boots in the bin. And then hope for the best. Yeah, I guess that was a bad hand with everything. Yeah, we need to Endurance this. Let's evoke the Liberator. And then we are going to target our dear opponent. If they allow us through a Force or a Daze, they did not. We're not going to pay one. We're absolutely not going to pay one. So they got a Troll. I wonder how much counter spells they have in hand. Let's give this one more turn. We have a Maze of Ith, so they need to come up with a Wasteland, but they should have a Wasteland with all their cantripping. Let's see if they test us. They do. Can't get that out of pass value here. So let's see. Land. Give us lands. If it's not Yavimaya, preferably a white source and a green source, a Savannah, fetch land, runner land. Oh, Froggy goes quack. That's not a land. So we'll give this one more turn, I think. Then after that, we're going to concede. In this case, we're going to Maze of Ith the Frog. We don't want them to draw more cards than they already have. It feels bad to lose game one against Scam in this fashion, but I only have myself to blame. It wasn't a keep, but in the right matchup, that would have been an okay hand. Then we also play 29 lands or something in those counts. All right, we got a land. We got a Flagstones. So that will allow us to plow something. I think we're going to plow the Frog. And if they counter us, we will probably lose. Is it Hardcast Days? Yeah, let's go to the board and see what we can find. Lands, maybe? Board in all the lands. All right, so Soul Guide Lantern. I like that one. I'm going to bring in Glacial Chasm. It kind of turns off the Frog a little bit. I'm going to go Endurance, Surgical. Doorkeeper Thrall is a maybe. If we can fit it in, we'll do that. In with some Path to Exiles. Maybe the Vexing Bauble. We'll see. So Outland Liberator and Once Upon a Time. You go out. The Lava Spur Boots, they go out. What more do I not like? Can board out a Karak? No, we can't. Well, it kind of depends. We don't know if they're on the big reanimation, so we need to keep that in. They're on the big reanimations. We want it to bounce Traxa. Is it just to bounce Atraxa that we want it? Because if it's just to bounce Atraxa, if they don't have anything else, I'm actually going to board it out and then hopefully have one of the removals for Atraxa. We need our board spots. I think Ramanup can go as well. They're going to play Brazen Borrowers and Pushes, so I like the quick reflexes. I'm going to board out one crop rotation. We're going to board out one Mox Diamond as well. And then that's the deck. Do we want a Vexing Bauble? So Vexing Bauble turns off Grief, but it also turns off our Endurance. Turns out their Force of Wills and their Dazes. And when we're on the play, yeah, we'll take one in there. And I'm going to bring out a Mox Diamond and then we'll maybe switch that around to game 3. And we'll see how this goes. So we'll start again. Yeah, you're not being kind with the mana. We're going to mulligan that. Here we have mana. We have double removal. Bottoming the Thespian stage. We're going to keep this. Now, in this case, we are actually going to keep the green sun Zenith up for going for a reclaimer. And this also allows us to keep some interaction up in turn 1, or we'll probably play around days if they go with the turn 1 play anyway. So we're probably not going to play it until our turn, but we have the option at least. So ponder. Yeah, all right. So now we have the wasteland. We could try to cheese them the way that we got cheesed. Yeah, let's do that. Of course, they've already cantripped once, so they should have their lands set up, and they can operate on few lands, but we've also won games where they've had to fix basic lands and then played around with that, so allowing us to map out our turns a little bit more. I think that we'll play Ayavimaya. And then we're going to see if they want to daze our green sun. If they do, they're really set back on lands. They could force it, of course. Yep, that's what they're going to do. Pitching a ponder. So now the shields are down from our point of view. It was unfortunate that was the card for endurance. So we'll see if we get punished. That force of will was going to get us one way or another. So if we kept green sun to pitch to endurance, it was going to get us that way. Let's see what our opponent feels is a good play. Grief, sure, that's a good play. Maybe they're gonna take our 2 removal spells now. Let's see, they pitched an Entomb to Grief. Take our 2 removal spells, leave us with Endurance, or take Endurance and plan to go for another reanimation target. We'll see. Yeah, going for the plow. Gonna go for the reanimate as well. You have a chance to do that now. Crop rotation is an okay pickup. It allows us to go for bog around days. I guess this is where we make our move. They're reanimating the grief, so we'll go for a forest. Tap the flagstones for a mana. Do a crop rotation. Get a plains. Let's see if they have the forest. They do not, so we'll bog them. See, no follow-up play for them. That's green sun Zenith. Playing around days. I'm going to go for a reclaimer. Here an argument could also be to keep endurance up, pitch green sun, because they maybe made the reanimation last turn to make us make a move. So now they might go for something even better. The frog is okay. I mean, it's good. Going for the bog here, that would be good. They did not. All right, so this is a tricky situation. They have 1 card in hand. It could be a daze. In that case, playing the knight is really bad. We could also keep reclaimer up and path on the frog. It's just that I think that if we get the knight down, if we get knight down now, we will start controlling this board a little bit better. Yeah, we're gonna keep reclaimer as a blocker as well. So they need to commit to the frog. The knight is already a 6/6. So they need to discard a card to the frog to give it flying and then draw a card. No, they have the wasteland there, of course. So they like their cards. From the next turn onwards, we're going to be able to have endurance up as a blocker as well. They go second frog, where we have our path exile, which unfortunately is going to ramp them. They had the brazen borrower, of course. Now they have 1 card in hand, so we're going to path them, and then we're going to play second reclaimer, and then we're going to start beating down. We have endurance if they go for reanimation. We have a route to more lands with the reclaimers. I think if the plan is to go brazen borrower, I like that. We're going to start attacking, and then we're going to keep doorkeeper thrall open. I think that with them not doing that much, I think that it's okay for us to kind of put the tempo on. Could also go doorkeeper thrall and then play endurance for its evoke cast, getting some more power and toughness down on the board. Let's see, what would that look like? So they're animating the reclaimer. That's okay. So we play doorkeeper thrall, then we evoke endurance, then we have some more beat sticks down. We'll see. I guess they jump. They do not jump here. Go down to 1. We have 3 lethal attackers. Again, the sideboard. Yeah, that went good. All right, so I was saying taking out a Vexing Bauble and adding in a Mox Diamond. The Vexing Bauble, I want it turn 1, and then after that, I'm not that interested in the effect. We also have Doorkeeper Thrall to stop that, although it's later. But I do want to be able to ramp out to get back some things that I lose. All right, yeah. This is no interaction towards the graveyard plan, but it is turn 1 Reclaimer, turn 2 Crop Rotation. Yeah, we're going to keep this. It's probably not the right hand to keep against this deck, but ooh, that's a good draw. If we were playing in a meta where Grief wasn't a good card, this would be definitely a keep. So we will play into Daze, and then from next turn we'll have both Reclaimer and Doorkeeper's Roll open. Do we extract the trolls? We do not. We wait until they try to reanimate it. Grief. So which card don't I want? Which card? So if they reanimate the troll, it's a faster clock. Yeah, we're gonna extract the trolls. It's a faster clock. I think that's the target we don't want reanimated. And after that, they can start stripping our hand. So they're doing something in response, pushing our Reclaimer maybe. They're dazing. All right. So they also want to reanimate the troll, so then we should have extracted it in the upkeep, so the mana wasn't able to be spent. Guess they go for Crop Rotation here, or maybe neither the Reliquary. They went from Grief's Unsanit, and then they're gonna do an animate that on the troll, I guess. Yep, it's a 5/5. Oh, that's good. That's the combo. The only thing is that it's not going to be protected. It is going to be protected. Yeah, it's going to be protected. And protected with Crop Rotation. We can't block. I would like to block, but I can't block. No, it's not going to be protected. What am I talking about? I was miscounting the mana. Brainstorm, are they stuck on mana? Maybe. It would be a sad time for them to find a wasteland. If they don't find a wasteland here, I think we need to go for the combo on the next turn and then send it back. Now they have 2 mana. That's also relevant because it gives them Bounce Bird. With that said, do we go for Maze of Ith instead? So let's think. We don't have protected, yeah, we go for Maze of Ith instead. And then we are going to try to build out our board a little bit more before anything else. So that's a good draw. Let's play Yavimaya. We're gonna need 2 mana up to go for the land search. No, we're gonna need 1 mana up. Not if Crop Rotation gets forced, so we're gonna need 2 mana for that. If they play Wasteland here for Maze of Ith, we'll Crop Rotate it away, but we would like to keep Crop Rotation up for the protection land. We'll probably Reclaim it away. We can then play Doorkeeper's Roll end of turn and then untap and make the combo. That's if they Wasteland us, of course. Reanimate Grief. This is a good place to reanimate Grief in. So we can play Thrall, and that means that they can't take our Crop Rotation. But in that case, we need to use our Maze of Ith to go for Merit. No, I think we'll just let this happen. And then they'll probably take the Crop Rotation, which is okay. The bad thing here is if they have drawn a Wasteland, they know how to play it out now. Yeah, they went for Crop Rotation, that's right. Now they should attack to force us to use the Maze. Yep. Here I think we need to go for the Lage plan, meaning that we won't have any protection up for it. But we need to, I think that we're soon going to fall too far off. So we'll get Dark Depths. Yeah, we'll actually have protection up with Knights due to Yavimaya being a card. All right. Let's see if this is good enough. They're going to need to remove the Reclaimer and then take care of the Lage. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything there. Let's see. Do they have a flying blocker maybe? Like a frog or something like that? We're not going to tap out. Well, that kind of saves us from a flying blocker. So let's see if our plan has worked out. All right. We're going to sacrifice the Maze of Ith in this case. Then go for the step. Give our stuff grow blue, and we got there. Yeah, that was kind of like we mapped that out. So going for the plan there, I think waiting a turn so we could have mana up, and then also being professional Magic players and drawing into the Yavimaya, that kind of allows us to do it all. Was good for us there because we could use the Maze of Ith as an extra mana. And now here we were going to go for Plow if they were sometime how able to. I mean, So the thing that they could have there is that they could force us to sacrifice the Merit Lage, and that would have forced us to go for the phasing land, and in that case we wouldn't get any damage through, which is very bad on this board, so that's why we kept the swords open. But swords is also bad because it kind of buffers their life total, and they might have been able to do something there, but we managed to win the match. Let's go to the next one. All right, we won our second die roll for tonight. That's lucky. This isn't lucky. So too slow when we don't know which match we're facing. How would a play look here? Would go plains turn 1, play boots turn 2, green. Okay, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. We're going to stick to boots turn 1, and then we're going to green sun turn 2 for Reclaimer. Our opponent mulligans. All right, so plains. Play boots. One thing that I've noticed, I played around with this deck some paper as well, and having the boots out is quite sweet. It allows you to do some tricky stuff, which is always nice to do. All right, now we're just going to go for Reclaimer. We have a Force of Will pitching a Brainstorm, so far we're not really sure what we're facing. We have seen Force of Will, Ponder, Brainstorm, Basic Island. Is it a... And now we have the Underground Sea. Is it Scam again? It is Scam again. Woohoo. Well, you cannot grief more than that card away from a hand. Unfortunate. Are you reanimating the Endurance, I guess? Yeah. Is it? I don't know why you chose that one, but it's okay for me. So we're going to do the only play that we have here. I mean, I can block the Endurance. Is it keeping the grief for later maybe? Or future reanimation attempts? So they don't know about the forest. We'll play the Caracas. It's bad against Wasteland, but if they draw Wasteland, they might think that we don't have any more green sources, so they can attack the forest. And we also want them to, well, we're going to play the Heath. Allows us to go for a Dryad Arbor, which would have haste, of course. We're going to wait with the Dryad Arbor plan. Where were all of these lands in the last game? Frog for the win. Quack, quack. No, animated for the win. I don't know. We'll see. It's a faster clock. Ooh, that's a nice card. Unfortunately, I think that the play here is to plow Endurance. Because, but we have removal for animated, and the grief is a slower clock. But we did that to kind of buffer our life total a little bit. They kept the card on top with Underground Sewers. That's not good. In that case, I'm actually going to keep the plow. We'll play out the depths. The reason for playing out the depths is that if we then draw the Thespian stage, we have a route to victory there. And if they want, we can also remove some counters, eat up some of the clock. We have the boots out, so that's always nice. Oh, that's a Saga. I like my Saga. So if they don't go for a reanimation, do we want to plow here? So we're at 7 life. We'll start making counters next turn. No, we want to keep it for a frog. We should be able to make something happen. We're not going to take more counters off. That's not how this is going to work. All right, that's a threat. That's good. Is this Hardcast Force of Will? Hardcast Force of Will would be okay. We're going to get our plow with that anyway. All right, down to 3. Fetching is now off the table if we don't do anything. I guess the bounce thing would be bad here. No, I did the thing again where I passed priority. No, not like this. That wasn't good. That wasn't good at all. Yeah, I don't think it's anything to dwell about. Play a Wasteland. This time we'll have to plow it. And 2, go for Archon, reanimate Archon. Yeah, I don't think in that case it wouldn't have mattered. So, let's get back to this game again. I liked one Vexing Bauble there. We want the Endurance, we want the Surgical, Doorkeeper, Thrall, and Path to Exile. Get away with some of this. Boots, go be gone. Took away 2 diamonds last time, 1 crop rotation and 1 Caracas, but now we saw that they were on that plan, so we might want to keep the Caracas in this time. Keep the Caracas in for what? Do we really like Doorkeeper Thrall? I don't think we do. We'll take away Doorkeeper Thrall, but it's good against Archon and Atraxa. Yeah, we'll keep it in. I like the quick reflexes as well. We're playing 29 lands. We should be able to cut a land at least. If not Caracas, we cut a Depths. I would like to play first. We can keep this. If we get a turn 2, we got the Thrall. No, if we get a turn 2, we got Elvish Reclaimer up for Bog. I wonder if they play, when they play Frog now, is their turn 1 reanimation stuff a little bit slower? I don't know. We'll play a Flagstones, pass the turn, and then we have Source of Plowshares, Doorkeeper Thrall, and Elvish Reclaimer up. So one of those things will hopefully stick. All right, here we're going to play into their bounce on my Reclaimer, or removal on my Reclaimer. We need to be wary of Harbinger of Tide. We've lost to that one a couple of times, and they're fetching basics really aggressive. Well, Max Diamond gives us some leeway to that. We're going to discard a Dryad Arbor, play a Wasteland. Now the mana situation is looking good. Now we just need to find a way to close the game. All right, you play Bowmasters. Yeah, that's okay. I don't think playing the Doorkeeper Thrall here to stop a 1/1 is the game that we want to play. And we'll keep that up if they go for Grief or something like that. Ponder, okay. We're not drawing that much cards with our deck, so it doesn't really matter in that way. Wasteland, yeah. So they're gonna get the Savannah here, but that's okay. We have another Savannah. All right, so we're not going to get a Savannah here. Or we are going to get a Savannah here because it enters the graveyard. And we were done flagstoning anyway, so I think that's okay. I don't know if that's a good surgical target. See if they want to do something here. They're thinking about it. Maybe we should Wasteland. So if we Wasteland the Wasteland, they get a Savannah from us, but we can go for value land like Saga. I think Saga is the one that we want to go for here. And then we'll play the Thrall, see if they have days. Reflexes is good. All right, so now we have both Saga and Elvish Reclaimer up. I think Elvish Reclaimer or either the Bog or something like that. Okay, that's the Frog. The Bog and the Frog. Reanimate the Troll. What do we like about reanimating the Troll? Nothing. So we'll stop, I guess. Take away the Wasteland, we don't need it. And then the Bog, target them, make a Saga token. Okay, let's not do the mistake that we've been doing every time. Let's start by making a construct. And then we'll grab the Soul Guide Lantern. Turned off by Doorkeeper Thrall. Thank you, Doorkeeper Thrall. And we got a scoop. All right, so that went well. For game 3, in with a Max Diamond, out with the Vexing Bauble. Let's see if we can continue rolling. Yeah, this is a keep. These are the kind of hands that you need to keep. No turn 1 interaction, but we get to untap, we got a Plow. We have a route into Doorkeeper Thrall. The fast we'll lose against the fast reanimation, but we always lose against the fast reanimation. So let's hope they don't do that. They're down to 5 cards at least. That's always something. Makes this Plow a lot better. They are going to grief us, itching a Troll. Down to 2 cards, taking the Knight. Do they have the reanimate? And are they reanimating the Knight in that case? If they reanimate the Knight here, we don't want to play Yavimaya. No, they took the grief. They're probably going to take our Plow, right? So here, them being at 1 card. Ooh. That's a nice pickup. Them being at 1 card, what we want to do here is that we want to Wasteland them. Turn off their plays, and then we're going to path them if they don't make a land drop, playing around days. Now we're not playing around Force of Will, but we're playing around days at least. And we're going to do this on their upkeep, so they can't use their extra mana. Play a Wasteland here. In this case, I'm not sure that we want to play Doorkeeper Thrall. Instead, I think that we want to play Yavimaya into Endurance. Keep Endurance up. The only reason for playing the Thrall here would be if they go for a Grief. This is, of course, tempting to Wasteland their Underground Sea, but we're going to keep Endurance up here, and then we'll take it from there. So play Endurance, target them so they get less flyers for the Frog. And here we're going to go and waste them. Are we going to go and waste them? Let's see. What can we Green Sun for? We can Green Sun for Knight. Green Sun for Knight is really good. Green Sun for Reclaimer is also really good. Yeah, we'll Green Sun for Reclaimer. We should have done this after, before playing our land, because now we're going to feed the Frog. Well, we don't care about feeding the Frog because it's not flying that we fear. We have the Endurance down there. They need to draw one more card to be able to punch through, and then we can double block with the Thrall. Oh, that's beautiful with Thespian stage down already. This is looking really good. Unfortunate. So do they attack here? They do. Do we double block? Let's see. It can become 4, 5, 3 plus. That's 4, 5, 3, 4. No, we can't block. We can't block yet. We can play the Doorkeeper Thrall. And then jump, so they need to commit one card at least. Kill the Thrall. That prevents them from drawing extra cards, and it forces them to, oh, there's a Harbinger that we were talking about, forces them to dump some stuff in there. And then next turn we're gonna bog them, and then we have blockers on the ground, so we're gonna bog them. And now we have blockers on the ground, so they need to, because we can make a Saga token, just seeing so they can't do anything here. Oh, that's good. All right. So here we want to copy our Saga. Grab a Soul Guide Lantern to be able to mess around with their graveyard. And then, so yeah, you can take the Saga. I only play one. I was going to trick them into committing cards into the frog. Now we're just going to path it. They get to get another land, but that's okay. And the reason not attacking with endurance there is if that didn't work, I wanted to have some kind of plan up for that. Next turn, we are going to play out the Flagstones. Why are we going to play out of Flagstones? Well, we're going to play out of Flagstones because, oh, that's a good Bowmaster. Gets to kill our Arbor. We're going to play out of Flagstones so we can copy the planes with the Saga when it's learned how to create constructs. They're pushing damage. Understandable. Looking for another frog, I guess. They found another frog. Can still keep the fort here. So we are going to play Flagstones, keeping one of them. Oh, we could have played the fetch, done that. Yeah, anyway, this works as well. So if they play a Wasteland, we should have done that. Yeah, no, it's fine. This is how we wanted it. Wasteland here is bad because it kind of destroys our Saga plan. Voidwalker, I do not like that card, but they can attack. So we'll make construct, and now we're going to copy the planes with the trigger on the stack, so we get to look for an artifact. We'll grab a Mox Diamond and isolate us against Harbinger. Or not isolate us, but make us better against Harbinger. And then here we can attack with the construct token. Got a chump, and then we'll play a Reclaimer. We have Soul Guide Lantern up. We have Endurance up. No, we can't make it through with... no, they played a card here. Let's see. Is it Hardcast Grief time? It's Hardcast Grief time. Is it time to draw with Soul Guide Lantern? If I draw with Soul Guide Lantern, they get a Soul Guide Lantern. And that's bad because I don't want... Ooh, that's a good card. All right. Plan. Attack with construct. Make a construct. Push some damage. Play a Maze of Ith. They want to brainstorm. I understand them. I also want to brainstorm, but we got to win. Yeah. So we were helped by opponent going down to 5 cards. But after that, I think that we played it the way that we needed to. We went after their mana early, which made them stumble a little bit. And unfortunately, the path put them back on kind of the mana front there. But then we tried to focus on their problematic permanents. We prevented them from drawing extra cards. And then eventually we got to go for the Saga and make the constructs, which on this board looks really good for us because we can just continue growing and growing. So I think it was good. We had the Soul Guide Lantern to fool their plan there as well. And the only thing with the Voidwalker out is that we need to be careful, because if we give them a Soul Guide Lantern or a Bayuka Bog, they can nuke our graveyard and shrink the Reclaimer. Although that might have been okay, but yeah, you want to avoid it if possible. I guess if we sack the Bog there, I was thinking about which land I wanted to sack with the Reclaimer, and I was thinking that I actually want to sack the Bog, and I'd probably do that without that being too much of a problem. So that's good. All right, 2-0. Let's go to the next game. All right, time for round 3, and we're 3-0 on dice rolls. That's nice. Here we have a keep, a classical keep. They have a companion. Each creature is a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, beast. Is this lands maybe? I don't know. Something that doesn't play creatures. Well, I am going to go for a basic forest and then play the Reclaimer and hope that it sticks. Marsh Flats into Scrubland. Plow. Yeah, hardly knew you. But have you seen my friend? Second Reclaimer. We're best friends. Maybe Outland Liberator would have been better here and then keep crop rotate. No, we just have one green source, so this was right. If this is a removal heavy, say that this is kind of a control deck that doesn't play any creatures, there is an argument for not going into their kind of 1 mana removal with Reclaimer, or we need to go into it, but or play into it, but maybe with crop rotation or something like that up to protect. Next turn we will go Caracas, Outland Liberator. No, we will not. Yeah, well, they'll probably take the crop rotation here. Yeah, they did. Waste our Wasteland. I don't know. Yeah, sure. We play more of those. Oh, I love you, Flagstones. I love you. Such a good card. Yeah, so we're going to keep Reclaimer up here. We don't really know what they're on yet, so having our land package available is great. And if they do nothing, I think this is a Saga. Oh, Smallpox. I know you, Smallpox. So we will go and get Plains, and then we will go and get Flagstones. We play against Pox next. I wonder if it was the same player. Discard the Caracas. Myth realized. Wow, that's sweet. I haven't seen that one in ages. All right, let's see. We will play Outland Liberator. We will play Windswept Teeth. So we can have the small dude up as well, the Arbor, if they go for another Pox. It's hard to do that off a Surveil land. And we get to flip our... There's the Arbor. I'm going to play it pre-combat. Here in this board, I want to go to the Survey Land discussion eventually, and I might cover it in a little bit more in a Dech Tech or something like that. I'm not playing any. This would be one of the cases where it would be really sweet to have one. All right, Wasteland, that's okay. Let's play a Sylvan Safekeeper and see if you want to waste our Dried Arbor. Probably not, is my guess. Or probably, sure. Should have played out the Dark Depths there. I was thinking a little bit different. Is it Liliana now? It is. I will sacrifice the Safekeeper. Keep my power and toughness. Now I'm going to play the Dark Depths. And I guess I'll attack Liliana. It's a game piece. We want to limit game pieces. We don't like it when they have game pieces in play. That's a Wasteland, sure. We're going for the Dark Depths. What was that? Oh, I had to put the Companion in their hand. All right. Play Avimaya, say go. Now we can take off 2 counters per turn. And everything, all that's going to do is eat our clock because they have the Wasteland. Let's see what is it. It's a 3/2. That's so big. I think that's smart to have some creature that you can grab in the board. But here we're going to start working on their lands. So we will take the Urdbog out of play. Limit their black mana a little bit. They can't really start attacking either. We can, next turn maybe we play Maze of Ith and we attack with both creatures and then we untap the one that's getting blocked. We can start pushing some damage. Kaya, yeah. Exiling some cards from the graveyard, maybe the Wastelands. Sure. That's why you never waste the Urdbog, I guess. Problem with the Maze of Ith thing is that they have a Wasteland, but we have a Ramanap, but they can exile it from the graveyard. We still go for Maze. See if they waste it before we go into combat. So let's see. It's 5 that we have to worry about. So we'll attack our opponent. Now they should waste the Maze before combat. They didn't. How many cards do I have in exile? 3. So it's soon time for the ultimate on Kaya. Do we need to attack Kaya next turn? Kind of depends on what they want to do here as well. Kaya's a reason for not having the Moxes in, but they're good against the destruction of my land plan. All right, Liliana's good here. I am going to sacrifice the Ramanap Excavator. It has Vigilance. Why? Why does it have Vigilance? So they will take up 2 counters from Dark Depths. Soon they're going to need to waste it. Plow's a good draw. And then we'll attack Kaya here, as it's the Planeswalker with most potential problems for us right now. I'm not playing the Yava. I'm going to lose the Yavimaya anyway, but it maybe incentivizes them to do something. I don't know. Oh, that's a plow. That's unfortunate with all these planeswalkers in play. This is going to make it hard to win. More planeswalkers? Is it large? No, it's green man and maybe they tapped wrong. Let's see. Crucible. Yeah, that's bad for us with the wasteland. All right, now we're dead. Unless we get a miracle. And we can't because we don't play miracles. Yeah, I think we're dead now. We will take 1 or 2 more draw steps. We'll do the ice counter thing. Make them use the wasteland. The thing is that we do play Bajuka Bog. That's a way to lose their wastelands now with the Crucible out. All right. Dried Arbor is gone. We can't play Knight. We're going to lose it anyway. All right, let's concede this one and move to game 2. All right. Endurance. How do we fight Planeswalkers? I guess we fight Planeswalkers by bringing in all of our creatures. What do we cut? Plows. Bring in a Soul Guide Lantern for a plow as well. And then do we bring in 1 Force of Vigor just for Crucible? I don't think so. It's too narrow. Of course, it's a card that will kill us. Do we need the last sorts of Plowshares? We have Caracas, so we'll bring in a Force of Vigor. We'll keep Caracas for the creature. Yeah, this is how we'll play it. I'll try to start one more time. I'm keeping, even though they showed us Kai, I'm keeping the Moxes in to accelerate us and to give us some protection against smallpox. I don't know if I have Caracas out last game, but not think of that opponent's creature was legendary. And they haven't revealed a companion yet either. So are they on a sideboard juke? No, they revealed it. Yeah, we'll keep this. This is a fast merit Lage start by playing Once Upon a Time. Yavimaya, it's an even faster. No, it's not even faster, but Alright, how do we play this? Thespian Stage, Dark Depths. We'll play Yavimaya Go, and then we'll keep the Mox Diamond as a surprise. The problem is playing into Smallpox here. If we play into Smallpox, so playing the Knight next turn just plays into Smallpox. So maybe we don't play the Knight next turn. We play Thespian Stage and go for the combo. Here we're gonna let Dryad Arbor go, play the stage, play the boots, and then we'll see if we get Smallpox here or not. If we don't get Smallpox, we have a promising turn 3. Not anymore. Pithing Needle, naming Thespian Stage, or Lava Spur Boots. Thespian Stage. All right. Play Knight, equip Boots, and then Knight is going to get us a Saga end of turn, unless they play a Smallpox. In that case, Knight is going to go and get us a land that can copy Dried Arbor, taking away the Thespian Stage, because right now we don't have anything that can remove the needle, so the stage does not do that much. They also play Flagstones, but that's a really good land. This is going for the boots or the diamond. It's going for the boots. And here we are going to go and get Urza Saga. No, wait. Yes, we are going to get Urza Saga. So we are going to kill Kaya. Too bad to lose the boots there. I really liked having the boots out, but they had to pay 3 mana to get rid of it. Now we have Saga active as well. Unfortunately, it's just going to be a 1-hit Saga, but it'll give us some sacrifice fodder if they go after our lands or our creatures. And then we have some cool stuff to do with Knight and Reclaimer, although I just think that we're going to get the beat stick on. I have 6 cards. That's so many cards. But if they're fumbling on lands here, we're definitely going to go and wasteland them. Next turn, if they don't have anything for Urza Saga this turn, we're going to make a construct, and then with the trigger on the deck, sacrifice the Saga. Okay, now they have the wasteland there. I guess that's gave us 1 at least. Now we do have what the kids nowadays call a clock. Crop rotation is a great pickup as well. It gives us some techie lands to go and get. I wonder if there's a land that untaps a creature, because that would be sweet for the Knight. Gain 3 life. Was a creature card, otherwise draw a card. Cling to dust. It lessens the clock with 1, but we still have them dead if they don't do anything here. Do I crop for a land that copies Dryad Arbor if they have a Liliana? I mean, I think I have them dead anyhow then, but we'll see. All right, is it the construct token? In that case, we can protect it. No, they're just exiling lands to make the Knight smaller. That's okay. So 3, we can go for a fetch here, and that should be the game. So we're going to go for a fetch here. I'll fetch just, all right, great. So we got to win. Nice. All right. They have Pithing Needle or whatever you want to call it. Do we bring in one more Force of Vigor now when we know that? Maybe take away one Once Upon a Time? I don't think that's a bad idea. Legolas is also one of these cards which I feel is a little bit iffy in the game. Maybe we take away the Legolas and keep the Once Upon a Time. Yeah, I can see that. Keeping one Legolas in for some double activation power. Yeah, this is a keep. Smallpox is going to ruin us. But when isn't Smallpox going to ruin us? Turn 1 Thoughtseize, take a Reclaimer. Turn 2 Smallpox, take a Reclaimer, a land, and a card from the hand. Okay, now we got the myth realized here. I need to really... Non-creature, put lore counter, put lore counter. Till end of turn becomes lore counters, yes. I got it. So if we go for forest, yeah, we're going to go for forest. I was thinking about going for Savannah there, opens us up for wasteland, but allows us to keep the forest for later. But I think that we need to hope for a turn 2 where we have 2 lands up. Another myth realized. That's promising. That's not promising anymore. Dark Ritual. Liliana. Oh no, that's not good. You want me to do what? You want me to sacrifice? How much do these cost? 1 mana. Do I play the flash game here? So go Doorkeeper Thrall into Endurance, which will allow us to handle Liliana. They're going to start beating down. I think I do that. To do that, I need to get the Savannah, though. That's not the land card I want. Yeah, we'll see if this works. Because the problem playing Reclaimer is that they'll just have protection for Liliana up, so it won't really do anything. Here we're going to discard the Thespian Stage and hope that we can know the Wasteland. We're going to discard the Wasteland here. So Liliana plus, discard Wasteland. What would be bad here is Liliana plus, discard Wasteland, then second Liliana plus. That would be a little bit rough for us. Each player discards a card. I'm going to discard my Wasteland. They'll do the Ketria, which means that they wanted to keep their other 2 cards. Fine, I guess. Play Thespian Stage, attack Liliana. And here I'm still going to keep Endurance up. No! I could have played Knight and then kept Endurance. Yeah, but I want to keep my cards. I'm going to discard a Knight of the Reliquary here, so we'll be able to. But yeah, I could have, with Doorkeeper Thrall out, I could have done the same trick that we did in the other game. That would have given me 3 pieces in board. That's nice. Okay. Now is the time to say Thespian Stage. Thespian Stage. Thespian Stage. Thespian Stage. Thespian Stage. Thespian Stage. Yep. Tapping out here is good because that means that they don't have blockers up for their myth realized. So is this Liliana ticking down for the Doorkeeper Thrall? In that case, I like our position because then we just flash in Endurance. So we don't want them to get their Marsh Flats back. Land, Force of Vigor. That's almost like a land. All right, so will they be able to beat us? Oh, we can just kill the myth realized with our Force of Vigor. I didn't realize that. Maybe we should have had 1 more force in. We'll wait until they sink mana into it. Oh, this is good. This is really good. I don't even think we're going to need the Thespian Stage to win, so we're going to go Force of Vigor, pitch Elvish Reclaimer, kill the 2 myth realized. And then we will play 1 more night. I think that's the play here. Yeah, that's the play. And what I want to do here is I want to block, so they have to fetch as well. Oh, I don't know how this card works. Please teach me. All right. That's the combo. If we took a hit from one of the myth realized, we would have had a merit here as well. But this is looking good. Unless they play Force. Oh, sorry, Wrath. This is Toxic Deluge. No. Yeah, that kind of does it. Gives them some more time. So I'm thinking about is that we can make merit if we keep 1 night back. I think that's good. But we can't do it on their turn, right? Let's see, 1. No, we can't do it on their turn, so we might as well just 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let's just attack. They're down 2, so we have 3 lethal threats out. They can't Toxic Deluge us from this position. Wrath would be bad, but if we find a green card or a land, we can make a 20/20. I can't activate Knight when Ashiok is out. No, I can't. Yeah, I don't know what we're afraid of here. I found the chat. I said that I didn't know where the chat was on an earlier video. I found the button for the chat. So if you face each other online and you want to say a kind word or 2 to me, I just type in the chat because now I know where it is. All right, they decided to activate Ashiok after some time in the tank. Let's see if they have anything else they want to do. Lingering Souls. This gives them 1 more turn. No, it doesn't because we can kill it with Force of Vigor. Yeah. Oh, the creature can't block, so yeah, they were dead anyway. All right, so yeah, that was a really sweet deck from my opponent with some alternate way of trying to win through Pox. I like being able to have a companion to go for. So yeah, that was really nice. We're paired for match number 4. We did not win the die roll this time. This time this is a mulligan, so this isn't keepable. This, we're going to do the classic where Once Upon a Time needs to find a land playing. We'll do that, and we'll actually bottom the Mox Diamond here because we're land light. Play a slower game. Basic Island, Ponder. A lot of Basic Island. This is the 3rd time we face a pondering wizard, or whatever you call them nowadays. Oh, there we hit the land. So now we're going to play this first, so they might think we're on Eldrazi. And then here we will get a fetch. Yeah, we'll get a fetch. Play our own land, play our own Stifle. Build out our mana for back to basics and stuff like that. See if any of this even made sense. Flagstones is good here. It gives us some crop rotation action. So the thing is that normally I don't like to play crop rotation into force decks, and daze decks for that matter, but with Flagstones out, that, yeah, look, it is dressed down. We did play around Stifle, so this is probably the Dreadnought deck. If it is the Dreadnought deck, do we value crop rot here? Yes, we do, to get a Maze of Ith, buy some time. Unfortunately, that means that we're going to play either Endurance or Ramanap Excavator into daze, but so be it. We're at least playing our own daze now. Here we get the basic planes, and then after the basic planes, we're going to go for Maze of Ith. Now we'll see. Oh, we have the plow as well. That's good. If they're on Wasteland, we can play. So if we play plow now, we can play around daze. So we'll do that. Do it on our turn, because Force of Negation isn't played that much anymore. Force of Will pitching daze. That probably means that they have a Wasteland, which hopefully means that we can play Ramanap Excavator around that next turn. And the only thing is that Stifle gets us here on the fetch land, which of course is sad. Dress Down also gets us if they play Wasteland and then Dress Down when we play the Excavator. All right, we're getting to use the Mace of It. That's always positive. All right, let's see if they have Stifle. Let's see if they have Stifle again. Here, I was thinking about playing the Excavator, but I want to do that when I have a land drop available, so we'll keep Endurance up. Do we care what they have in the graveyard? Maybe. They could play some way of getting that stuff back, so we'll put it back into their graveyard, or like Big Murktide or something like that. So we'll play around it, get the Endurance in there. We can even protect, which means that we can kill the Thrall next turn if we want to. Otherwise, it's time to play Thespian Stage and start copying Maze of Iths, I think, because second Dreadnought here is bad for us. Yeah. We'll play Stage to copy a Maze of Ith. We'll probably do that. Do we do that now to play around Wasteland on the Maze? Yeah, we'll do that now. Press down, all right. I could have said that with the reflexes, but that's not the fight. We're keeping reflexes for something other than that. Wasteland now lets them get in for 12. Nothing. Knight is a good card. Is it such a good card that we go for Excavator? They're not putting any pressure on. So we go for Excavator, and I'll see if that sniffs out a force. Here we grab a Windswept Teeth. Yeah, we're not going to save that one either. So 2 mazes. That's amazing. Is this the Null Drifter version? Because the Null Drifter would be quite annoying, but they still need to set it up. But they can draw 2 cards, and drawing 2 cards isn't nice of them. Oh, they had the Murktide. Nice. That's something that our knight will try to attack. So what we're going to do here, if they try to remove it, we'll of course protect it with Legolas. Otherwise, we're going to let them enter combat with Murktide. I mean, I would like more value from the reflexes, but I think that that's good enough. Sack a land. We have 2 Maze of Iths. Maybe I'll wait until I can get more value out of it. Brazen Borrower. Yeah, that's okay. We'll play that turn cycle again. Go for that. Well, Stifle gets us here, but I mean, they're going to be able to get him for 5 here, but we have that life to pad. And as it looks right now, they don't make another land drop. The Brazen Borrower won't be live either, and the Brazen Borrower doesn't do anything against Endurance. Yeah, that's okay. Wasteland's good. I'm gonna do the same thing as I did last turn with the Thespian stage to play around Wasteland. And here the question is, do we go for killing the Murktide? Yeah, we can go for killing the Murktide. Unfortunately, if it wasn't summoning sick, this would be good, and we could also build up enough lands to be able to kill the Dreadnought, but we're going to be able to do that anyway. Yeah, opponent agrees. All right, so Glacial Chasm, get in here. Force of Vigor, you're okay in my book. Path to Exile, yes. What don't we need here? We'll take away Once Upon a Time once again. Yeah, take away Caracas. We will get rid of the Lava Spore Boots, although they are quite sweet. Endurance can go. Ramming Up Excavator can go. 1 Mox Diamond. Or maybe we keep the Excavator and get rid of 2 Mox Diamonds. So the reason I want to get rid of Mox Diamond is that it can be bounced. But in that case, I'd rather keep the boots in so I have 1 more Saga target. I think this is good. All right, let's see. Yeah, this is keep. We need to be successful in playing around Wasteland. No, Stifle. Problem here is that I don't want to get a Savannah. So maybe playing the Yavimaya and then casting Reclaimer off of that is the play. We'll see what we draw. Yeah, I think that's the play. We'll see what they do now. Because I want to have the Heath to get the basic planes. Dress down maybe? Oh, Stifle. Yeah, Stifle's okay. Do we plow or do we play maze? I have 4 cards in hand. We go for plow. Playing around Stifle like a pro. Now unfortunately, we're going to give them white mana on their turn. If this resolves, of course. But I want to do something with my game piece. It didn't. So here we could go for the phasing land. So if we go for the phasing land, how does that look? We go for the phasing land, we phase Dreadnought out, giving us 1 more turn. It would cost us mana. No, oh, here we go for the phasing land, sacking the plains. And then we play Maze of Ith next turn. And hopefully they don't have a wasteland. If they don't have a wasteland, we're gonna have, if they have a wasteland from Maze of Ith, we're gonna have 1 more turn at least. Maybe get something rolling. All right, in the end step, we're going to activate Reclaimer. Go and get, can get a Thespian stage to copy the Maze of Ith. Yeah, I think that's the play. But we need to wait with that because we need to be able to go and get the phasing land in if they... Dress down. I don't like dress down. Yeah, sure. The wasteland now kills us, so let's hope they don't have the wasteland. We probably should have gone after their white mana here, right? Wasted their tundra when we changed the plan. No, we still need that mana for Thespian stage. Ah, there's the wasteland. It's the wasteland. Is there anything smart we can do here? No, I don't think so. Hope that they don't attack. Oh, it doesn't have trample. Damn it. Should have copied. I forgot that it doesn't have trample. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, we don't have anything good to do here. We did have something good to do there. We can still draw the combo. That's why we play it. 1 plays. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to sack some lands. Ah, we should have played around Stifle. We should have played around Stifle here. 2. We should have a Maze of no, we had to see if they have the Stifle. They didn't. Not punished. We'll sack the wasteland here for just for the possibility if they have something to handle 1 of our Thespian stages. And we draw the combo. We'll have 2nd Thespian stage up. They shouldn't waste us here. They should wait for, yeah, they could, yeah, that's also, but they should wait for the merits. Does Echoing Depths give us a turn? Yes, no, it doesn't, because we can't have it there. No, it doesn't. I was thinking it would be if we had the Dryad Arbor. It would have not about us a turn either because we don't have any green mana. No, we're dead. Yep. All right, we'll resubmit it as it is. We'll start, let's see, Path to Exile, Maze of Ith. This isn't good enough. We need to mulligan. Oh, this isn't good enough. Yeah, we'll keep this. Bottom 1 crop rotation, bottom 2 crop rotations, and then hope that they can't waste us off our Savannah or force our Reclaimer. I just didn't want to say anything to jinx it. Forcing the Reclaimer there would be really bad as well. All right, slow and steady. I would really like to drop the Safekeeper here, but unfortunately, I need to keep Reclaimer up to just be sure that we don't get completely screwed off our mana. Stifle on Reclaimer activation would be bad for us. Let's see what they do. You have 2 mana up here. We need to go for it. So if they stifle it, they stifle it. Because this also allows us to play around the dress down, which is a minor upside. And then we have 2 plays next turn as well. We can go Safekeeper, Maze of Ith. So it's not completely wasted. But it's kind of an uphill battle against 7 cards. Yeah, there's the stifle. All right, attack with Reclaimer. Play Safekeeper. Maybe Safekeeper shouldn't be in the deck because it's also a little bit risky against the stuff. We can also path our own creature here, so if we don't draw anything next turn, we can path Sylvan Safekeeper and grab a forest. Alright, Safekeeper resolves. I have nothing. I'm not going to save anything. It's, I can't start sacking my lands now. Yeah, you can path it or plow it. Path would be nice there. You can plow it. All right. I think that we're going to path our own creature here, depending on how many dread, and depending if it's a Null Drifter or a Dreadnought that they try and go for here, because the Null Drifter will just kill us. Looks like a Null Drifter. And it's also, they get to draw 2 cards on cast as well. It's not fair. So here we could try to go to our turn and play our own Daze, or let's just take it while they're fetching. I mean, they should have Force of Will here. Oh, they had Daze. No, but so the thought there was that, yeah, we could wait and see if we draw land, but we still need to get something going. And it's also not always that to keep Daze in on the draw, or maybe that's an old way of looking at it. There was also an argument for killing the dress down. I don't know. No, that's not good. Yeah, this isn't looking good for us. Here we're going to sack the Dark Depths to the Annihilator trigger, but this game is over. Oh, I was going to untap it, yeah. The game is over anyway. We weren't getting there. Final round, we're playing for the bread and butter. We're going to play first. We are going to keep this hand, and we'll see what we are up against. At least it's 7 against 7. Play turn 1, Reclaimer. Turn 2, something. Oh, Seat of the Stiflenought and Lava Spur Boots. It's spice time. Here we will keep Reclaimer up and start building out our mana. The thing is that Seed of Cyanide decks are sometimes seen together with Emery, and Caracas is great for that situation. Okay, Synthesizer. So it's construct time. So here we're gonna go for the flagstones. Untapped land would be great. That's untapped land. Next turn we can go for our friend, the Destroyer of Artifacts. But here we're just going to try to pad our life total. Thought Monitor. Disgusting. So now they are going to draw cards, make huge things, and we're going to get 3 Force of Vigors. We'll block here. I don't know why they attacked with that, but let's go and get some stuff with the flagstones. So do we get a Maze of Ith here with the intention to, let's see. In that case, we need to draw land. We get a Maze of Ith here. We need to draw land to be able to scene it, kill the Synthesizer, and do what we want to. So I think we need to get something else. I think we're going to go on Echoing Depths for flagstones. Would be the same thing as getting a flagstones. Yeah, we'll get the flagstones, although we're not going to be able to use it next turn, because next turn we're killing Synthesizers, like so. Exist 2. And here we're just not going to kid around. We're going to go for the Synthesizer directly. Take a big hit next turn. Maybe even need to jump, but then after that we're gonna start getting knights and stuff like that, and quick reflexes. Oh, that's a nice card you have there. Really nice card you have there. Do you have any more artifacts? Maybe any more artifacts? Yes, you do, and that's where we're dead. And now we're super dead. But we'll just see. We'll take the block here, and then we'll see what we draw into. Ensnaring Bridge? No, not Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, we're not winning that game, but we want Force of Vigors. We want Doorkeeper's Rolls. We want Collector Oofies. Vexing Baubles on the play at least. A Glacial Chasm. I'm not that interested in Endurance. We'll take away Once Upon a Time, or even though there's quite sweet here. No boots for us. They don't seem like a wasteland deck, so we can go down on 2 crop rotations. I do like Mox Diamonds to power out our stuff in the beginning. This doesn't feel like a Maze of Ith match. It feels like they're going to swarm us rather than attack us. We'll keep Caracas in, although I don't think that they play Emery. Maybe cut 1 Mox Diamond. Yeah, we'll do like that. I don't know if you want to bring in more spot removal removal. It doesn't feel like that's the way that we're going to fight them, although I do like keeping 4 swords in. We'll do like this and we'll see. I am going to start. Let's hope for a good hand. This is an okay hand. This is a fast merit lage, but I'm not sure that we're playing the fast merit lage plan. I could also see, yeah, well, we don't need to commit to it yet. So we can start by just playing the reclaimer. We don't need to commit the diamond yet. We can sneak a fast merit lage in. Patches. Yeah, you'll be able to play all the zeros that you want. All right, so if we play flagstones, and we commit a diamond, discarding the dupes and play the reclaimer. This should give us the chance to have maybe a protected merit up. And at least you're allowed to block this creature. Usually that's not the case in Legacy. What is this? Is it Kappa? Infiltrator. Alright, so you get to draw a couple of cards. Sweet. I've only seen that card in cube. So we're gonna get hit for 6. Do we take the chump here? Add some life? Yeah, I don't see why not. We'll just see so the guy doesn't have trample or something like that. I don't know. He doesn't have trample. We'll decide that. Do we play around Wasteland? Or do we play around Sorcery Speed Bounce? 1 card in hand. We will play around Wasteland because we have a Reclaimer activation up. I want to keep this one. That's the only thing I want for Christmas. Unfortunately, if they get Thopters down, we won't be able to push through. Well, if it's 1 Thopter, we can push through. Thought Monitor, we can push through because that's blue, so we can step it. The only thing is that we don't want to tap out of protection. We'll see how low they go on their mana, or how low they go on their. All right, yeah. Now we're a lot closer to just tapping out. So here we can go. Let's see if they draw their last card as well. If they go for their last card, they draw their last card, I'm a lot more comfortable in going for something. Now I'm not that comfortable in going for something, so we'll see. Playing around protection. Now if you drop your last card, we know we need to, unless you get to draw cards out of this. You get to draw cards out of this. Yeah, we have the Glacial Chasm in, so I'm not worried. But then we need to tap off out of protection. There is, there is a situation here where we're going to be forced to do that anyway, so we'll see. Now, this sounds nice. Can we, I was just thinking if we can do this without showing them our tech. Is there 2 cards in hand? Because it would be nice to be able to not show them our cool tech with Glacial Chasm, although they might be aware of that anyway, but having Glacial Chasm available there, yeah, well, otherwise I think that the play there is to go get Glacial Chasm, but I thought it looked good for us, so yeah, right, wrong, I don't know, let me know, let me mulligan this. Ooh, this has some upside. We need 1 land draw. We are going to keep this, and we are going to bottom the crop rotation. Yeah, we're going to bottom the crop rotation. So either we have turn 1 oof or turn 2 oof. Turn 2 oof might be too slow. Turn 1 oof, it could be really sweet. Chalice on 1, sure. Yep, there we got it. All right, so now we need to draw a green source. I mean, that's one of the cards that can fight through oof. That's another card that can fight through oof. All right. There are games where turn 1 Collector Oof turns off the artifact deck. There are games where that does not happen, and they had like the perfect 3 cards in hand as well. Yeah, or maybe we should have blocked there just to trade. Okay, that's the Wasteland at least. Now this is interesting because, well, it's not really interesting because we don't have any green mana. So when they make their construct, we are going to waste them. We should probably have taken the tomb there, right? If we go for the tomb, they can go for an artifact. All right, time to trade. This was 1 aggressive hand. I wonder if I can play Legolas Quick Reflexes into Chalice of the Void. I think I can, but I'm not sure. Give me a land so I can destroy your Synthesizer, although I would like to destroy the construct token, that's the land. But I think I need to prevent dying, not prevent dying. What I need to do, that's a lot of mana. Oh yeah, that's that person. Oh, another Saga. Nice. No, don't play anything more. We need Force of Vigor, and we need it now. That is not a Force of Vigor. We are dead. Let's just see. So, yeah, no, we're dead. Maybe the Quick Reflexes should have been cut in this game. I can see that. Yeah, that's another 3-2. That's okay. I think that that last game where we faced the artifact deck, I think that my game 3 hand wins that more than it loses it when it gets to play a turn 1 collect roof. But I mean, I could have gone turn 1 Outland Liberator, or turn 1 go for Dryad Arbor and build out the mana. Maybe that would have been better. But I just feel like when they go turn 1 Chalice for 1, I can't go for Arbor anyway. But if they go turn 1 Chalice for 1, I feel like they're having a slow hand, and they only had like 3 cards left in hand, 3 or 4 cards left in hand after that as well. So I was feeling, but yep, that's the league. I'll see you soon for the finishing thoughts. All right. Finishing thoughts. I still like my list. That's the first thing that I want to say. It's going to be interesting to see what happens after the grief ban, if they just take care of grief or if they take care of other stuff as well. But the flex slots, if we look a little bit closer at them, as we were talking about, so the Excavator is a flex slot. The amount of Once Upon a Time played is a flex slot. Outland Liberator and Endurance I tend to keep as deck staples. There have been certain times I've taken out Outland Liberator in the board, but generally speaking, those are the cards that I want in the deck, so I won't put them as flex slots. One could argue, so the reflexes have been really good for me the last couple of leagues, but this league they didn't really perform where they should. So that could be one thing. And then I talked about a crop rotation as one of them as well. And then from the land base, I think the mana is okay. Maze of Ith, but I do think if there are frogs in town, we want to keep that one in. So these are kind of the cards that we were thinking about. Now, I think that the Dreadnought match is hard, and I think that's a deck that'll be more popular post grief. So maybe I want something that's better against that deck in game 1. Like, I mean, Sylvan Library, for example, is like one of my favorite cards, so it would be nice to have that in the deck if we feel like it's okay positioned. If we look at the board, the paths have been okay, having access to more 1 mana removal, but they haven't been free. So there I might be looking to swap another spell in. Decay would be the perfect spell, but we're not allowed to play Decay with this mana base. So maybe we play Get Lost as a path. Get Lost has some added upside of being able to attack other stuff as well. So go down to 2 Path of Exile and 1 Get Lost. It depends a little bit on if we're gearing towards creatures or combos. The Doorkeeper Thrall was good in some matches. It's also one of those cards that I'm not really sure. Do I play 1? Do I play 2? Do I play 0? The Force of Vigor's Endurance and Collector Oof. I want those to stay in there, and I'm looking to add a 3rd Endurance, a 2nd Endurance to the board, a 3rd Endurance to the deck. Maybe I cut Surgical. I like to have Surgical in for the fast grave matchups, but that could be a cut. Teague is necessary for control matchups. The Clasm, it's grown on me, so it's gonna stay here for a while. These cards here, I think maybe I cut a Soul Guide Lantern for an Endurance, and then the Vexing Baubles are the next 2 cards that I'm gonna look at, and that kind of depends on how combo is gonna look after grief ban, because if combo is going to be, sometimes Deafening Silence is better against combo than Vexing Bauble is. I'd also want to shore up my Doomsday match. Yeah, I have some thinking to do here. We'll see where we end up. We'll see if we run back the same 75 next week or if we go for something new, but I'm happy with the league. We got to beat Scam twice, which is always fun. We also faced off against Pox again, which was good. And then the 2 last games. So the Dreadnought match, I felt that at least I wasn't completely outmaneuvered there. There was a possibility for me to win, but I started falling behind on cards really quickly. I think I mulliganed deep there. And then in this last game, could have gone both ways. Those kind of decks are always going to be hard for these strategies, but there might have been a couple of different decisions. The 3rd game there, for for example. I'm not sure if I made the right or wrong decision, but we'll see. But thank you for listening, and stay safe out there, and I'll hear more from you in the future. Have a great day.